nothing but a stove in there. I tell you, fucking nightmare zone.
Alright, we're going to do an urban legend this week, which is similar to last week's, where it is not a true urban legend. It is more of a, I would say, a conspiracy, and that's kind of what we want to go here.
It's the best conspiracy theory in the United States.
It pisses me off that people question it.
Was the moon landing faked? Because, hey,
what? This for me, because I don't have
here's the thing.
Which we're talking about the original ones in the 60s to 70s.
Footage of the moon landing.
No, seriously, in the United States, it really is. Rather than it's the top one, then they have the Earth was flat.
Are you gonna forget about Pizzagate, because that's huge?
No.
Yeah, but
seriously, moon
that's
landing
very
is
different.
That's gonna be its own episode. I will talk about Pizzagate anytime.
But you're saying that the moon landing is the best, and you're forgetting all kinds of
Tasha,
other
we need
things.
Jesse and Gabby in for that one.
Yeah,
That's
we do.
Very true. But the moon landing, personally, I don't think it's faked. I think that it is at the point to where there is a lot of fabricated material, such as, one, the magazine that showed the spacewalk, which was clearly an inverted picture to where they blacked out the back screen of the spacewalk. If you want to also look that up on, say, your laptops, you understand what I know what I'm saying. Which go ahead for it, Zach.
Is it on the dark web?
No, it's on the dark web.
It's on the normal web, Jay.
It's on the normal web.
It's on the light web.
There is so much stuff behind this to where, like, of course, I went down the rabbit hole of Joe Rogan, of course. I went down the rabbit hole of actual
Have you looked
of the
Rogan,
moon
you know
landing.
that it's fake?
No, seriously. I believe that there is a moon. Like, they went to the moon. We went to the moon. I know that for a fact. But do I think the material that we've seen, such as spacewalks, such as grabbing a moon rock from the moon that they have found to give to Poland, that was just wood? No, I'm dead ass serious. I'm dead ass serious. They had petrified wood that they gave to Poland, and that was, they said, was a moon rock, which is ridiculous. Plus, also, all of the original footage from the very first moon mission is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it missing or classified?
No, it is missing. People, I believe they went to the moon, but all the stuff that we've seen is probably fake.
Here's my weird thing with the moon landing. I do believe it's all real, and I do also believe if it wasn't real, all the things that were done were still scientifically accurate. I mean, it can be proven. So it's kind of...
But how would you know, though? Because you've never been out of outer space. We've only seen
Well, I'm not trying to be like that guy, but like I went to engineering school, so I learned how this shit works.
Here's
Like,
no, I'm glad you like that.
like this is like the whole hammer and feather thing where people are like, that's not real. Like, no, that's quite literally real. That is how shit works. That's physics.
But rather than us going 40 miles... No,
I'll
excuse me.
take some ice.
Going 400 miles out...
Me too.
Into space, and that's it. And us in 1969, may I add, went to the moon. And plus, if you go to their actual, like, I don't know, their pressers, their press conference, they're acting so weird. So weird.
It's not the actual moon landing that they're saying is fake. What they're saying is that we didn't go when they said we did. They're saying that they said we went when we did because they wanted to be there before Russia made it.
Yeah, and I get the whole argument that we lied about it.
Operation Paperclip.
To win the Cold War. I genuinely believe that the footage they have up there,
it's fake.
Of them bouncing around, is real.
It's fake, dude.
How is that real?
Most of the stuff is fake because one.
How can the flag be?
No, they had a wire. They had a wire.
They had wires in the flag.
They made the flag wave.
No, but listen to this though.
Because there's not wind on the moon. There's no water.
1969. They used the exact same equipment in order to take pictures, in order to take film, everything like that, up in the moon. Why is it that our radiation from going onto a plane? Why is it that would corrupt film? But the fact that the radiation in space would not corrupt film in order to have a great playback.
Well, I would
feed
say
of
I've
that.
never really like looked into that, but I don't know.
I've never.
I mean,
looked
is there
into that.
radioactive material on
Exactly.
the moon?
You guys
I
have
would
looked
say
into
no.
that.
Yes.
No.
What would it?
there's no-
What's on the moon
There's
that's
no
radioactive?
radioactive
though?
material on the moon. The solar radiation from the sun.
Solar radiation would
Without
destroy
the
that shit.
atmosphere to
Yes.
break it up is like the flag up
Okay.
there. It would be
Yeah.
white today, because it's bleached due to solar radiation.
Exactly. So how do we know for a fact that? I mean, I'm saying they went because why would they make a lie saying, "Oh no, we went to the moon, we did all
To
this
beat
stuff."
Russia.
It was.
No,
I've
that's
heard
a
the
great
argument.
one.
It was during the Cold War. We wanted to beat Russia no matter how, with nukes, with beating them to the moon, with.
We also stole
Anything.
a Nazi in order to. No, I'm dead serious. We took a Nazi from Germany in order to put him in the head of space of NASA.
Give me a couple pieces.
It's Braun. I can't think of his fucking name. I had his name the entire time. I should have wrote it down. Hey,
I walked down all the time. I walked down there, we're still a Nazis.
What?
His face was hilarious.
They literally
I
took a
laughed every
Nazi
day.
out of World War II when they defeated
Yeah.
Germany.
That's not a. That's a common practice. That's a very common practice.
But I
in
mean,
wars.
Russia did the exact same thing.
No,
though.
that's a common practice in wars. You
literally-
take over the smartest people that were involved in the
Literally,
situation. when you beat them.
everybody got pardons if they were able to come work for the
They
rocket
would. It's
program.
either you go to fucking federal prison for the rest of your life, or you become a scientist for the American government, and it's a fucking easy thing. 'Cause you're gonna be taken care of as a scientist, or you're gonna go. In
It's
fucking
like
federal
literally, you
prison.
keep doing what you're doing, but for a different.
Werner
country, or
von
you go to
Braun.
jail.
There we go.
Mm.
Werner von Braun. He was a Nazi, and he was able to be the head of NASA, which is never a straight answer. If you want to, I mean, be.
Technical.
I'm not technical because
Politically correct.
I wouldn't say that because they want to say that they put like, okay, yeah, we went there, we did this, we did that, but they had a Nazi running NASA at one point in order to get to the moon because, of course, trying to beat Russia because Russia had their own that they took from World War II. I think they went there, but some of the stuff that they put out there was fake. That's just me, though.
Oh no, like I'm not gonna argue with it's fake. I know most of it's scientifically accurate though, so I'd say if it is, I mean, I guess the problem is you get a lot of time that the quality and things are so poor. And I mean, I get the whole like, thing of the guy being a Nazi, but I mean, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not taking a stance or anything, but I'm saying like, I mean, that's just kind of if you're that intelligent and you're that qualified for a situation, you're gonna get it. I mean,
You're gonna get.
if you're that far ahead of other people, like regardless of your past, with this goal in mind, you're more than likely going to get that situation. So I would say that doesn't really affect the guy the person in that profession. It doesn't affect him, but because the same situation, like I said, like that's a common practice of wars. Once you're defeated, it's pretty much like these guys that we want, we're going to take them, or they're going to go to jail either way. So these guys are volunteering for that, and I mean, and in their time, Nazi Germany did have. In terms of inventions and like science, was far ahead of everybody else.
No, they were, and I'm glad.
So that's why
I'm 100% glad that they beat them. Like,
yes,
defeated
but that's the
them
thing. Like,
before
you have the
World War
head scientists of Germany, who the last 15 years has just been absolutely insane. Like their technology has been so great. I mean, you're gonna recruit this guy, and then he's gonna end up being the head of your thing because they were the leader of what was happening currently.
And which
That's kind of
is
why
so
I'm
sad.
talking about war and the fact of like that might have been how it used to be, but there's a lot of restrictions on what we can and can't do.
Oh, I know.
It's true. But
I
was saying that's like common practice in history. Like that's how it's been for as long as they've had wars. When it was in that time, you're with us now.
But they've had press conferences with and this is cryptic stuff that Neil Armstrong have said that maybe the truth has been stretched. This is it's ridiculous because okay, yeah.
All I think about
I
is
feel
Alex
like
Jones now.
Neil Armstrong, Alex Jones. I mean,
Alex Jones said that Neil
he's the
Armstrong told him
top
that
of the
he met aliens in the moon. And
no, but
Dude is crazy, but he actually like
he's
once
so intelligent.
Once he gets on like a topic and like he gets serious, he has a lot of information, and it's like, how does this man know?
95% of what he says is super intelligent. 5% is downright retarded.
Like him saying that like frogs are making people gay, or like the water makes frogs gay, whatever. Like,
or like he believes Democrats are vampires that get together and eat babies.
He's the person that said Bohemian Grove was true because he had the actual footage for it.
Yeah.
But
What you did?
which I mean, we talked about last week too. That I said first before Gabby.
I love Alex Jones. I will watch Alex Jones videos. all
Oh,
the
him
time.
and Joe Rogan together?
They're
Him
so
and Joe
funny.
Rogan are amazing.
Amazing.
No, I literally went down the rabbit hole last night, listening to almost an hour's worth of just Joe Rogan talking about the moon landing, in which I agree with Joe Rogan. Before even I watched Joe Rogan stuff, I agree with it because how would we know? We've only back in 1969, we only seen that footage once. Like, say they only seen that footage once because there was no internet at that time for public to use because there was, of course, the internet for the military, or there was people just watching TV for the first time and knowing for the fact that that was, oh, boom, I see it once, I'll never see it again forever because there's no YouTube.
Yeah. Well, you can't go. I mean, it's not recorded. It's just a live event.
And then now we get to see the things to where there's some astronauts that probably could have died because they have fallen on the moon. They could have cracked their space suits. They could have got vacuum sealed out into space from that to where we do not know. And the fact that we haven't gone to the moon since, and Tesla wants to... No, I'm sorry, not Tesla. Elon Musk wants to go back to the moon. I mean, of course, I would love to go to the moon. I'm the type of person that would love to just see it, just orbit it. Maybe even if there was a moonwalk.
Just experience.
enjoy it,
anything
experience
to
This
do
is
with
a
going
crazy
the
thing to
moon.
look into because it's very weird because it's almost it's the opposite of what you would actually believe.
That's
if
why it's
you
the number
did-
one
So
conspiracy.
1969 to all this, you have moon landing. I mean, we went deeper in the ocean in that time than we ever have.
We still don't know 98%.
They were using
Oh,
rule
ocean
scale.
scares the
They
fuck
were
out of me.
using rule scales and
Same.
It really does. I'm not even
They were
lying.
using
The
rule
ocean
scales
scares
and all
the
these
fuck out of me.
things.
Oh, yeah.
There was no.
I'm scared.
There
of,
were like at this point in time,
It's gonna come
computers were the size of rooms, things like that. You didn't have this technology.
We
So
have more technology
Yes.
in our phones than the space shuttle.
these people.
From
It was
1969.
all done by hand. It was all thought out. The accuracy and the integrity of the work was so high, and we will never get back to that point because with the technology, like you had back then, you had people. I mean, like I'll say, like going through like college, like dude, you give me a fucking graphing calculator, I can pass any math test. Not because I know what the fuck's going on, because I have a graphing calculator. Back then, you didn't get a calculator. Period.
True.
Everyone you had to actually understand these processes. Not just the process, you had to understand why it was, how it worked. Now, the average person, you know the process, you pass the test, you're done. At this point in time, you had things that were there was much stronger knowledge than it is now because people were so much more dedicated, so much more specific to the time. So that's where you get these things. And someone like Elon Musk has the intelligence to do these things. But, I mean, at that point in time, people were so much more consistent and people were more knowledgeable
But,
on
I
these
mean,
subjects.
honestly, what time are you talking about?
I'm talking like 69. Like you have moon landings.
Yeah, but
deepest
still,
we've
there's
been.
a lot of fabrication part of 69, though.
They still went there,
I mean, yeah, no, granted. I
and we
think
still
they-
can't, and we still
I still
aren't.
believe we've went there. And there's been a lot of other countries that went there as well. But I'm still saying all of the stuff that we've seen possibly is fake.
Like the proof of us actually making it is fake.
I think.
No, there's
honestly-
probably some footage that made it throughout, but I feel like there's a lot of
Honestly, I feel like it all boils
80%
down
of
to
it.
belief. Like, do you believe we went to the moon at
Yes.
this time?
yes.
I do.
I do.
Honestly. Like, I get all the footage, I see it all, and people will be able to pick out, like, oh, look at that, that's obviously a backtrack. I'm like, oh, I don't think so. I think we legitimately went to the moon at this time. I believe the footage is from the moon. Like, I don't believe it's in a studio somewhere, period. It boils down to faith. Like, do you believe we went to the moon, Jairus? Like, at the time that the
In
video shows.
1969?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It just doesn't. I don't. Honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know anything about it. I really don't. But 69, we didn't really have shit.
Giggity.
Exactly. In 1969, we didn't have shit to send people to the moon for.
It kind of goes
Just
along
the
what I'm thinking
Russia.
though, because
That was the only reason we were going to the moon was to beat Russia.
Which, I don't know. I don't know much about any of that shit. Regardless.
I feel like this is the episode people realize that Travis has a big brain.
I don't have a big brain. I'm very stupid.
He's an engineer. He's got a big brain.
Right.
Don't say that. I'm like half an engineer at best.